This garage project is taking forever. We have been remodeling our garage for over a month. I thought this was gonna take 2 weeks max, and it has been like a month and a week, and I'm almost done, but not quite there yet. So today I want to kind of take a look back behind the scenes of all the things that we've done so far in our garage. If you follow me on Instagram, you are seeing all of this happening in real time. So I have compiled all the video footage from my YouTube camera and my Instagram footage to kind of smush it all together and show you a look behind the scenes in case you thought remodeling and organizing a 2-car garage was gonna be easy. Here's your proof that you are way in over your head. Now, is it gonna be worth it? Absolutely. But it's taken forever. In case you're new here, my name is Leela. I am an organizer, and our garage was built in the 1970s and it looked it. So last year we did a little cleanup in the garage and decluttered a lot and cleaned the floors, but it still looked pretty bad. So the goal has always been to update it a little at a time just to try to keep the cost down. So this year we ended up covering the floors with a polycuramine, which is kind of like epoxy but supposed to be a little stronger, and we added some cabinetry and some countertops and all kinds of other storage organization type things. So I'm going to show you a little bit of the process on how we've done all this so far, and then this weekend we're doing the full video shoot to do the entire tour. So this is kind of going to serve as a little teaser. You're not going to see the full reveal yet, so you're going to have to come back for that, but it is worth it, I promise. Now, one thing that we did that was really helpful that we didn't do last year when we did our clean out was we rented a pod. So we had this pod come in, it was dropped off in our driveway, and we were able to take everything out of the garage and put it in the pod. So we kept the pod for about a month, and that really allowed us to kind of take our time and declutter and get rid of things as we were going through this emptying garage process. And it really wasn't as expensive as I expected it to be. I kind of thought pods were gonna cost a lot, but I priced out renting a U-Haul and just having it in the driveway, and it seemed to be like half the price to have the pod. So it was actually really affordable. It was pretty cool the way they delivered it too. And so having everything in that pod was the way that we were able to do these floors. I used the Rustoleum Rocksolid, and I have read all the reviews, I've seen all the horror stories, but after I got a quote for like $6,000 to do the floor in our garage from a few local companies, I was like, you know what, we're just going to risk it and see how it goes. So we followed the instructions to the T, and we really tried to make sure that we put it on thick enough to where it would cover and not peel up. And I really just read all the bad reviews and tried to figure out what they did wrong so I would not do that same thing. Now, our floors, like I said, were built in the 70s. They were put in, and no matter how many times we cleaned and etched and bleached and everything, all the stains and spots and stuff would not come up. So I didn't expect it to be perfect. When we put down this polycuramine floor, it really covered well, or it looked like it covered well, and then as it started to dry, we realized that our floor had these tiny little hairline cracks that went throughout the entire floor, and you couldn't even see them until this paint went on. So we had already patched up all of the big cracks, but the little small hairline cracks, we couldn't see them, we didn't know they were here, and then after we did know they were here, there was no possible way that we could fill in each one of those, because that would be like an entire coating on the floor. So we decided it wasn't that big of a deal. It's gonna look a million times better no matter what. So we just kept rolling with the paint. We did one side first, and then a couple of days later we did the other side, just because we didn't want to do the entire garage all at once. And yes, you can see little cracks and little spots and stuff throughout the floor, but it's a garage. I'm not looking for like perfect showroom quality. So I think it looks really nice. I think it was really easy to install. I love the little flakes that go inside, and I'm really happy with it. Does it look perfect? No. Does it go on as easily as the package says it would? No. Did it cover the amount that it said it would? No way. It said a 2.5 car garage would work for 1 box, and we used 2 boxes and just barely made it in our 2-car garage. So the reviews on there not being enough paint is true, for sure. It's safe to say that it really does look so much better. It's so much cleaner and safer in here. The little flakes add a little bit of traction so we're not falling in here, because the polycuramine is pretty slick, but I'm really happy with it. I think it was totally worth it, and yeah, it's good. After we got the flooring put in and it was nice and cured, then it was time to start on the cabinets. To protect the floors, we put down a bunch of canvas drop cloths just so we weren't scraping up our hard work on the floors. I don't know if it actually would have messed it up, but I just wanted to be safe. So we got cabinets and countertops and slat walls all from Modular Closets. That's where we have all the cabinetry that's in our closet and in the laundry room. So it just made sense to get the cabinets from a company that we already trusted. And so all of this came in on these huge pallets, and it was all piled in. These trucks were all coming because we were getting like different pieces at different times. And once they all arrived, we had to take everything off of the pallets, bring them all in, check everything, make sure it was all here, and then sort it all out. So that was like an entire day's worth of work. But assembling them was actually really easy. The cabinets go together just the same way that you would put together like a Target bookshelf. So it was really simple. They are heavy and chunky, and we got our work out while we were assembling these, but they look really, really nice. We ended up doing drawers for most of the base cabinets, and then just doors on the taller shelves. And I brought in my handyman because I knew that I was just so strapped for time. Now these are really easy to install, and I totally could have done it myself, but I just kind of felt like I had a million projects going on aside from the garage, and I just needed a little extra help. So having my handyman come in and put them on the wall for me, Nigel and I assembled all the cabinets and just had them ready for him. So all he had to do was come in and just mount them to the walls. He installed the slat wall for me, he put the countertops on, and it was just nice to have that extra set of hands that I could pass it off to him, since we had been working so hard for so long in this garage and we just kind of felt like we needed a break. Also, we have concrete block walls, and you can drill in them. It's not hard to drill in them, but it is exhausting. It takes a really long time just to drill one hole in these concrete block walls. So passing it off to Brian, who has stronger, better tools than I do, was really helpful because he was able to get it done faster than I would have. After my handyman got all of the cabinets installed, then we just added the drawers and doors and had everything situated. So then I could start filling everything back up. So we started emptying out the pod and bringing everything in, and I did not realize that we had so much stuff. I know I decluttered when I was filling up this pod, but as the things were coming back into the garage, it was more than I expected to be coming back in the garage. So we did a second round of purging and decluttering as I was starting to fill things back up, and I did not think it was all gonna fit. And for some magical reason, not only did it all fit, but I actually had a little bit of extra space that I didn't even need. So I was able to ditch a couple of shelves that I had planned on keeping, just like the plastic ones. And I feel like after I got everything put away, it's so clean and so neat and so organized, and I don't want to mess it up. Like, I don't want to bring anything in here. I don't want to use the garage, and that sounds silly because we did this entire project so we could use the garage. As I was starting to get things put in the drawers and realizing how easy it's gonna be to find things, like we're not having to dig through different containers to try to find something. Everything is just easy to get to and easy to find. Well, kind of easy to find, because I will say that I filled up these cabinets maybe 2 weeks ago, and when I'm looking for something, I haven't quite figured out where I put everything yet, so I'm like opening all the doors and drawers looking for something. It's gonna be a process. I think I'm gonna have to make myself a map. But So far, garage is so great. It's looking so good. I feel like I want to have a party once I'm done and just have everybody come hang out in the garage because it's so pretty in here. So this weekend I'm going to be finishing up all the rest of the garage. There's just a few tiny little things that I need to do just to finish up and take the rest of the donations and haul off the recycling and finish all the QR labels, and then we are done and I will film a full garage tour. You are not going to want to miss it because it is going to be just full-on organization porn, because some of these drawers, they look so nice, and the shelves and the labels, it's so pretty. It's so pretty. This is like, the garage is not perfect. It's got drop ceilings, it's got wood paneling on one of the walls. It definitely doesn't look like a new garage, but man, this garage, it's good. I can't wait for you to see it.